Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great today. I thought today I would just show you a little bit of my stitching. So today I'm working on this hexagon project, and as I start in each corner, I like to go ahead and do a small knot before I start on that section. I'm only using one strand of thread as I whip stitch, and I do pull pretty snug. And I'm just going to go all the way down to the end. And of course this is called the whip stitch. Now some people do what they call the flat back stitch. And that's where you actually hold the paper together flat, and you take a little bit from one side and a little bit from the other and then pull it together. It's the same stitch as a whip stitch, but you're doing them flat. So I guess if you get into a place where you can't really fold your papers but you need to sew a seam, this is really helpful to get that done. I prefer whip stitch. I find it's a little bit quicker to get to the end. And you're just trying to get little bits with each stitch that you take. Just like that. Now if your thread starts to get tangled, sometimes I'll just pull the loop back up and see if I can get the kinks out of it. A lot of times when it's tangled, it's just because your thread is twisting as you're sewing. So sometimes if you just take the needle off, let the thread dangle, or you can run it through beeswax or alongside a wax candle. Sometimes that will help smooth it. Okay, so as you can see, I'm right here at the corner, and I'm just gonna go back through my loop again and put a really snug knot. I'm going to stitch in between my paper and my fabric. I get my scissors and then just cut it right there. So my thread was too short to keep going anyway, so let me go ahead and thread this needle and tie a knot. So now that's done. As you can see, I'm just using one strand of this. And then I'll go to my next corner. Start between the paper and the fabric, into the corner, catch this corner, pull it tight, do it again, but this time catch the loop, and then just pull it tight. And then I'll go all the way down this side till I get to the intersection. Make sure that I'm actually grabbing my fabric here. So keep going all the way down. And just try to keep your stitches consistent. Consistency is what's going to make it look good. So the same distance apart, grabbing the same amount of fabric, trying not to sew into the paper. And if you do sew into the paper, that's okay. It will still come out. And you can probably still reuse the paper. Okay, see, I'm almost here to the corner again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab both corners, pull it to up. See, I got a little tangle. I just pulled that loop back out. It undid that knot. So I already did once through that corner. And if you are having it tangle on you, put your finger through the loop as you're pulling it through. Sometimes that will calm it. There's a knot. Now, I don't have a seam right next door, so what I do is I'll just do a real big stitch through just the fabric, not through the paper, but a real big stitch until I get to that next corner. So you can see I didn't need those stitches, but it saved me from having to not cut the thread and then knot it again. So here I am. Now I'm gonna go ahead and knot this, and then I'll whip stitch to that end. And as you can see, it goes pretty quickly. Thank you.